Hello everyone, it's Movi Recap back again. Today, we are embarking on a grueling journey into the heart of the Amazon to review a cinematic masterpiece that serves as both a creature feature and a biting satire of the filmmaking industry, the Anaconda. This isn't just a story about a big snake, it is a sprawling epic detailing the lengths to which humans will go when their dreams are on life support and their bank accounts are empty. The film opens with an expedition team that can only be described as a collection of auto-suicidal dreamers. They venture into the deepest, most inaccessible parts of the Amazon jungle under the guise of scientific discovery, but in reality, they are searching for a myth, a legendary indigenous tribe that most of the world has long since forgotten. On paper, it sounds like highbrow cinematography, but the reality is much grittier. These are people who headed into the literal jaws of death while seemingly leaving their common sense at the dock. From the moment they penetrate the thick canopy, the atmosphere is heavy with the stench of impending doom. The jungle is not a playground. It is a claustrophobic green prison where the air is thick enough to swallow, and every sound feels like a threat. Compasses begin to spin wildly as if possessed, satellite signals vanish into the ether, and the sunlight is so strangled by the foliage that it feels perpetually like twilight. To add to the misery, the mosquitoes are more relentless than a pack of paparazzi at a red carpet premiere. It is in this suffocating environment, on a night devoid of moonlight or a single star, that the legendary slithering titan makes its grand entrance. This is no ordinary reptile. It is a super predator, physically larger than a pickup truck, capable of moving with the silent, terrifying fluidness of a high-speed fiber optic connection. It doesn't just bite, it consumes, swallowing human beings as effortlessly as a hungry student devours instant noodles in a dorm room. The protagonist of this chaotic narrative is Doug, a director who has truly seen better days. Once a man of grand artistic vision and lofty Hollywood goals, Doug now finds himself washed up, reduced to the humble and often humiliating work of a local wedding photographer. He spends his days capturing forced smiles and awkward dances just to make ends meet. The tension reaches a boiling point when a young, arrogant couple enters his studio and demands he mindlessly copy-paste a trending TikTok-style video for their wedding. Doug's soul recoils at the request. He is a director with a dying spark of integrity. He loathes the idea of cannibalizing the creativity of others. He would almost rather starve than become a mere drone of the social media algorithm. However, in the brutal reality of the business world, where the customer is both father and mother, he is forced to swallow his pride, bite the bullet, and agree to their demands. Hope arrives in the form of Gary, an old friend and a struggling actor whose career has been a series of spectacular public failures. Gary has just been fired from a minor role as a doctor because his nerves made his performance a disorganized mess on set. During Doug's 40th birthday surprise party, Gary pulls out a relic from the past, a short video Doug filmed when they were only 13 years old. While naive and amateurish, the video is a time capsule of their raw, youthful enthusiasm. Seizing this moment of nostalgia, Gary lies claiming he has secured the official copyrights to a massive independent snake movie franchise. This lie becomes the desperate catalyst for their mission. They initially dream of a $2.5 million blockbuster, but after being laughed out of every bank in the city, they manage to secure a mere $10,000. Undeterred, Doug spends days in a feverish, sleep-deprived state, radically rewriting the script to strip away everything but the bare essentials to fit their microscopic budget. The team eventually arrives in Brazil and meets Caro, a snake handler whose life is a testament to the tragedy of the Amazon. Caro explains that the river has been poisoned by mercury from illegal gold miners, decimating the local ecosystem and the food supply of the snakes. He agrees to help, using a makeshift mechanical lift to bring a massive, real anaconda onto their boat. But fate is cruel. The wooden crate is dropped during the loading process, creating an ominous gap in the lid. Just as they set sail, they encounter Anna, a woman whose frantic behavior suggests she is running from something far more dangerous than bad luck. Doug, blinded by his obsession to finish the film, ignores the men with menacing expressions watching from the docks, and lets Anna join them. He doesn't realize that they have just invited a catalyst for extreme violence onto their vessel. Filming officially begins with Gary and an actress named Claire playing the leads in a story about a biologist hunting a jungle titan. But the ego-driven atmosphere on the boat proves more dangerous than the water itself. Gary, desperate to prove his worth as an actor, insists on fluid, improvised stunts and method acting, even as the real Anaconda escapes its crate in the dead of night. The psychological horror kicks in when Gary's terrified screams shatter the silence of the jungle. Though he survives the initial encounter, the crew's confidence is completely shattered. The horror escalates during a later shoot when Gary, pressured by Doug and the crew to be a hero, attempts to grab the snake's tail. He slips on the predator's muscular, slimy body, leading to a horrific accident that leaves a crew member dead. Caro holds a solemn, heartbreaking funeral for the snake, which the crew finds bizarre, yet they respect his profound pain. The narrative shifts into a full-blown survival thriller when Caro and Gary disappear into the swamp at night to find a new villain for the movie. Only Gary returns, trembling and alone, having abandoned Caro to a watery grave after a silent, massive predator approached them in the dark. The crew, now lost and terrified, stumbles upon an abandoned bus in the middle of the forest. As Kenny, the cameraman, risks his life to repair the vehicle, they are intercepted by mercenaries, fugitives assigned to kill anyone who enters the territory to protect a secret gold smuggling operation. Anna finally reveals her true nature, using the butt of a gun to break the bus window and engaging the mercenaries in a fierce firefight. Doug, ever the opportunistic filmmaker, orders Kenny to film the actual bloodbath, turning their survival struggle into authentic footage for their movie. After a series of betrayals and a standoff that leaves a law enforcement officer dead by Gary's hand, the survivors are forced deeper into the forest by Anna, who is searching for a hidden cache of gold. The environment becomes an enemy in itself. Doug is bitten by a venomous spider, leading to a desperate and humiliating detoxification involving Kenny's urine, a scene that perfectly encapsulates the absolute loss of dignity they have suffered in their pursuit of fame. Eventually, they find a graveyard of destroyed ships, the remains of another film crew that didn't make it out. Here, they meet Esposito, a man who has lost his mind and his entire team to the snake. Together, they hatch a final, explosive plan involving fireworks, a generator, a camera, and a golf cart. The climax is a symphony of fire, screams, and scales. Doug lures the snake into a destruction zone using the golf cart as bait, while Gary and Kenny struggle with a faulty detonator and a failing electrical system. Even after being blown apart by powerful explosions, the snake's head continues to attack with prehistoric resilience. In a final, bloody confrontation, the crew manages to finish the beast once and for all. The film ends on a strangely triumphant note. The documentary footage of their survival becomes a global sensation, achieving massive revenue and critical praise. Doug and Gary achieve the success they always dreamed of, but at a staggering cost. The film leaves us with a profound message. The difficulties of middle age are not a prison, but a test of will. However, the most practical advice remains. Do not wander into the dark forests of the world, because some predators are much larger, hungrier, and more ruthless than your loftiest ambitions. Thank you for supporting Movi Recap. If you found this deep dive into the Amazonian nightmare interesting, please leave a like and a comment below. Be sure to subscribe to follow our latest and most detailed cinematic summaries. See you next time, my dears!